Hi everyone, it's Angela from Woodland Apothecary. Today I am making a restock of the hot cocoa soap. I had made it before Christmas and it's gone and people are asking for it, so I'm doing another batch of it. So I have my oils in here. I'll put the oils up on the screen. I also have all of my additives, which is the kale and clay, colloidal oatmeal. There is some coconut milk, coconut cream in here as well. There's also, I've been putting in a little bit of vitamin E. I used to do it a long time ago and I started doing it again. So that's in here as well. So I'm just gonna break up the coconut cream. I did it a little bit. I'm gonna just make sure it's all broken up. Okay. I also have in here some cocoa powder. There's probably the fragrance has vanillin in it, so it's definitely going to darken on its own. I only put in probably a little over a teaspoon, just because there's definitely enough to, you know, not need too much to do any kind of a colorant. So my lye water and my oils are actually within 2 degrees of each other today, and I'm soaping around, it's like 82. Now you can see how dark that is, but as soon as the lye hits it, it's going to lighten up a little bit. Without the fragrance in, it is smelling wonderful just with the cocoa powder. This is going to be more of a plain soap because the last batch I had, I have a couple of bars left, so I'm just trying to distinguish it from the other one. The other one had some streaks running through it of cocoa powder mixed with some oil, which actually does absorb into the soap, the oil, so that's not an issue, and that just made it a little darker in spots, but that one kind of came out pretty dark, so I don't really want to do that again. I just want to keep it to see what's going to happen with the coloring, just with the fragrance oils and that 1 teaspoon only. This is like a 4-pound batch, so it should not need a lot. And my fragrance is mixed with kale and clay. So what that does is just helps it to anchor the scent to make sure that it kind of sticks. Some fragrances will actually lose their scent quicker than others. And that just helps keep the scent within the soap. nice creamy milk chocolate right now. That smells good. It's gonna make me want some hot chocolate after this. So this soap will be ready well, let's see, this is already January 2nd. So this will be ready February 2nd on the website. So it'll still be in, at least in the Midwest where I'm at, it'll still be cold out because it doesn't warm up until, well, probably almost April, truthfully. I mean, March, we might get some nice days, but winter lasts a little bit longer around here. And right now they're talking about the polar vortex coming through. So I just have a light trace. It's typically when I pour is just really a light trace. My soaps tend to harden up pretty quickly because there's, you know, the coconut cream on top of the hard oils. Okay, I have my mold. And I always spray my molds. Probably the only one that does that, I don't know. Doesn't it look like it's pouring just like hot chocolate? Oh, my mold is, never had this happen before, but it's coming out of the bottom. It's tight, so I'm not sure why that's happening. That has never happened to me before with these molds, unless there's some kind of a crack that I'm not aware of. All right, so I'm gonna have to stop the video, pour this back into the bowl, and grab another mold. Okay, so I don't have another one of my same size 4-pound molds put together, and I don't want this soap to seize up in here from it sitting because it's already getting pretty thick. So I'm gonna put it into a larger mold that I have already available, and I may just make a quick another batch and add something to the top without the cocoa powder in it, and we'll see what happens if I can get that done really quickly. I sprayed the mold. Let's do it this way so I can see it a little bit better. I don't know how high this is going to come up. You know, actually, this is not bad. I might just leave this. It's probably enough in here. It'll be a little shorter than normal, but well, so this mold is about 4 inches tall, so it's probably about 3.5 inches, which is not bad. They'll just be a little smaller bar than normally I like to use with this mold. So I may leave it alone because by the time I make another recipe, figure out how much I need, that's probably going to be a little too much. But my little system here with 2 pea pads works pretty well for this. Happening. I've used acrylic molds since I started soaping. That's almost 10 years ago, so I have never had that happen. I have to go and look and see if something was caught and it wasn't set properly, because they always come out very nice, truthfully. I love working with the acrylic molds because you can see what's happening within, especially if you're going to do a hanger swirl or something. But you know, I don't see what's going on with it yet, but I'll have to take a look at that and see. So this is going to be just a restock of the hot cocoa, and it should be ready around February 2nd. I will bring you back for the cutting, and thank you for watching. Okay, we are back for the cutting of the hot cocoa soap. I've already cut off the ends. I had a little trouble getting it out of the mold, so I'm going to have to work with that. But I'm also, because if you remember, I had a problem with the first mold, and I'm going to show you why I had a problem with that. It's my fault, not the company makes a beautiful product. But I'm going to make these a little thicker because when I poured it into the larger mold, it didn't come up as high. So I still want to get like a 5-ounce bar out of it. So I'm using this cutter instead, and I'm just going out a little bit further than normal. Normally it's 1 inch. This is more like 1.5 inches. So this is going to darken to probably to the outside color. It's just a simple bar of soap, but it smells wonderful. I'm kind of a chocoholic, and this hot cocoa smell, and it's made with Dutch processed cocoa. Nice creamy bar. And I only used a teaspoon. This was originally a 4-pound batch of soap. I'll probably make another one of these. So you can see this is a much thicker bar than what we normally do, is, you know, that true inch soap. So Okay. So as I was saying, the fragrance has vanillin in it, which is like a vanilla, so it will darken on its own to that outside color. And then I used only a teaspoon of cocoa powder for the whole batch. So I don't know if I don't think it'll get much darker than what the outside is. I have to go back and look, but I think one of the vanillin contents was pretty high. But there's no other colorants in this, so I'm hoping it'll stay. Even the outside color is fine. You know, and this is why you have different cutters, because my tank cutter, the big one that I have, that's a multi-bar cutter, can't do additional sizes. So it's set at 1 inch and that's all it can do. But when you get something like this, you know, this adjusts, so you can change it to what you need it to be. And a lot of people will start with something like this. I've actually started with a ceramic knife. So when I first started soaping, I didn't have a lot of money, and this will be a sample. And this is the ceramic knife. You can get these on Amazon for anywhere between, $9 to maybe $15 on Amazon. And this works perfectly to just cut the bars. Now they're not going to be even. When you get something like this and you move up to this, they're going to be more even going across. So at least then you'll know that you're going to have even slices. Okay, let me move this out of the way, because I want to show you what happened with the other one, the other mold. And it was definitely operator error. So this is what I've got out of here. So I did get 12 bars plus a sample. So these, you know, I'll clean these up and see. I might make these samples. I'll use some of it for ourselves. I really do like this hot cocoa smell. What happens when you get these acrylic molds? You have to put them together. So let me put it on a white background here for you. So basically what happens is they have these grooves in here, and everything has to fit tightly, and so it doesn't leak like it's what happened with mine. And so I thought I had it in there correctly, and obviously I didn't. So you just set it in place, get it in correctly. And what happened is the one side was in perfectly, but I was in a hurry and I didn't double check like I always do. And this left side was not set incorrectly, so it was leaking through. Otherwise, these never leak. I've been using acrylic molds for 10 years, and I've never had a problem in the past. So then this just sits on top. Again, everything has to fit in perfectly. And then what I do is I turn it over and put the screws in. So they're very easy to use. They clean up beautifully. I clean them in the sink and then I put them into the dishwasher sometimes. So depends on how. This one had a little bit more oils because it leaked. So I did put it into the dishwasher. So you just screw those down tight. That makes a nice fit. And then you do the same with both ends. One of the things when you're doing the screw for the for these, you want to make sure that you push it down so it's all the way down. The same thing is, you know, making sure it's not gonna pop open on you, you know, so if it's up too high, it could pop out. So you want to make sure you get it all the way down. And this one, when you tighten these up, you can't have it tighten like this, the screw like that, because it won't sit level. You have to make sure both of these are flat so that it'll sit on the surface better. See, like right now, the one is not, so, but I'm not gonna, you know, we don't use it this way, so it's just while I'm doing this. So again, see, you're making sure you're tightening it down all the way to the bottom of this, where it sets in. And tighten them up good. And voila, you have a nice mold. And again, the reason why I love these is because you can see the soap when you're doing a hanger squirrel or anything. You can see how it looks on the sides. You can see if you went down far enough. In the molds like this, which are great molds, much less inexpensive than an acrylic mold, but you know, for a basic soap like this without any designs or anything, these are perfect. These work beautifully as well, and I got this one on Amazon. These are by Custom Craft Tools. The ones I have previously, I even have slab molds that are acrylic, and they're bigger, they're much bigger, but I haven't found those yet. I'm still unpacking, and those are still in a box somewhere. So that's why I'm doing smaller batches. I have just found a 6-pound mold that I'll be switching to, but where the larger slab molds are is still a mystery. So hopefully as it gets to spring and I can spend more time going through some boxes, I will look that up. So right now, again, these are our hot cocoa, and this will be available, so about February 5th, and nice, smells wonderful, smells perfect. And if you want, you can pair these up with our hot cocoa aroma beads. That would be a really nice combination. You'll have that smell wafting through the air then as well with the soap. One of my favorite aroma beads that I made is this espresso. So if you want to, if you're a coffee lover and you're sitting at your desk and you're trying to cut back on your coffee, get one of these espresso, because that smells, there are actually coffee beans in here and an espresso scent, among other things that are in here. And it really does smell like a wonderful cup of coffee. So you could have it at your desk and not have to actually drink coffee. You could just have that smell of coffee going through the air. So I love that one. But I'm more of a hot chocolate kind of person myself. So I thank you for watching. Hope you found, you know, this valuable to understand why my soap leaked out. Again, the Custom Craft Tools makes a beautiful product, and it was really operator error. I was just doing this fast, and it was actually late at night when I put it together, and I didn't have all the lights on, so I didn't see that it wasn't set properly. So that was it. So thank you again for watching. I hope you look forward to the next video. I am going to be starting sugar scrubs now and whipped body butters, so you'll get a break from soaps for a little bit, and I'll start doing those. Thank you.